Christmas. So.
I know it. Economic development got a whole litany of stuff going on today. All right. Well, let's get started so we can move the meeting ahead. I would like to now call the virtual economic development committee meeting to order Tuesday, February the 9th, 2021 at 3:00 p.m. Virtual Birmingham City Hall. And I am at Birmingham City Hall in my luxurious office in the background, man. I tell you, we've upgraded around City Hall these days. So we're excited about that and getting going. Agenda, the meeting is now called to order. I would like to get the minutes approved for the last two meetings, if I can.
Minutes of the previous meetings.
Okay, it's been moved and properly. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All against? Okay, the ayes have it. It's been approved. Okay, what we want to do now, we're on a number 3. We have Economic Development Department. I think Arenia Johnson. Arenia, you ready to bring us number 3? Okay, you're on mute for some reason.
Yes, sir. I'm there. Council Chairman, councilors, good afternoon. Irenia Johnson, Project Manager, Department of Innovation and Economic Opportunity. How's everyone this afternoon?
Great.
Thank you. One of the item in front of you is simply a transfer of an incentive agreement to the new Stivers Ford. That's going to be replacing the Aspen Ford on 20th Street downtown. What happened is that Stivers recently purchased the Aspen Ford dealership, and with that, there's going to be a transfer of the incentive agreement that's statutory to all new car dealerships that reside within the city of Birmingham. That Mayor Langford in 2009 allowed up to a 1% sales tax abatement on all new car sales. This is simply we're transferring that agreement from Adamson to the Stivers Ford dealership. You're on mute, sir.
Yes, very good. Do we at this time I'm going to open it up for questions from the council. Anyone have any questions? Dr. Quinn?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and move the item.
Okay.
What's the term? Like, how long does this abatement run for?
It was a 30-year abatement that was council approved back in 2009, so it's effective until 2029. No, 2039. I'm sorry, I'm at 2039. So it's an additional 18 years remaining on the agreement. And that's statutory for all new car dealerships within the city of Birmingham. And what the reason for that was back in 2008, we lost 33% of our car dealerships to Irondale and other municipalities that declined by 33%. In order to level the playing field, then Mayor Langford offered a 1% sales tax abatement on all new car sales to stop the bleeding, if you will, and level the playing field for car dealerships to remain in the city of Birmingham. So it is a statutory, it was council approved, and it's how we kept the car dealerships from all building out the city of Birmingham at that time.
Second, Councilor Quinn's motion.
Okay, it's moved to please second. All in favor?
Before we take a vote, could I ask a question?
Go right ahead.
All right, so it's my understanding that Stivers is going to move the franchise, that their franchise license, and their dealership will be at the Palisades. Is that correct, Mr. Johnson?
Sir, that's in confidentiality, but if I fall off this chair and break my neck, I would say that is going to happen, sir. Yes, sir. That's a different conversation I would love to have with you offline, but
Councilperson,
I digress.
Any agreement that's currently not actually signed, we can't actually speak on. I can just say, hypothetically speaking, there's a chance that may happen.
Okay. That brings up some other questions that I have, but follow up on those when the time is appropriate.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Mr. Chair, I'm ready to vote.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, ayes have it, and that has been approved. Well, there are no nays. Is everybody? Ayes have it, and that's been approved. Okay, on your
Mr. Chairman, councilors, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you. On your original agendas, to my colleagues, I think this item was number 12, but we wanted to go on and get it moved, so we just moved it and brought it up. So we'll go down to the to number 4, which is number 3. Yeah, we're on the next item. Who's carrying that from the economic development? I think of Miller. Muller.
Okay, so well, good afternoon, councilmen and women. If we have one of the councilwomen online, my name is Cornell Wesley. I'm the newly appointed director of the Innovation and Economic Opportunity Office housed here at the City of Birmingham. I'm delighted to meet you virtually and look forward to meeting you in person at such time is appropriate and when the environment allows for such. I'm pleased to share the projects we have selected for the fiscal year 2021 BOLD grant recipients, which my colleague Amelia Muller will walk you through at this time.
Okay, Mrs. Muller.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, counselors. It's good to be with you all today. Can everybody see my screen that I'm sharing?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have the pleasure of walking you all through our BOLD projects, and just as we run through them on the agenda, I'll be presenting them all as a whole, but they're listed on your agenda as individual. Discuss them individually or as a whole, however you'd prefer. So this committee is familiar with BOLD, but as a little bit of a refresher, we began BOLD in 2019 as a way to more transparent organizations in community and economic development, to incubate new partners with whom the city might collaborate in the work, and to build capacity among local organizations to compete for and take on grant funding. So every site maximize city dollars invested with leveraged support from our partners in order to bring a greater return on our investment to the citizens of Birmingham. So to date, that looks like a 4 times leveraged investment from our partners in BOLD projects. $1 million over a year-long performance period. This year, due to the delay in passing the budget and sort of overall budget constraints, the performance period has been shortened and the funding halved. So we have $500,000 from to distribute for grants operating well, as soon as these are approved through the end of the fiscal year. We narrowed our funding categories as a result to focus on areas that were most impacted, including support for minority, women-owned, and disadvantaged business enterprises, as well as creative solutions for increasing job access and catalyzing economic opportunity and social mobility. So you may remember seeing me back in October in front of this committee when we were getting ready to launch the RFP. We successfully launched the RFP in October. Applications closed in early November, and we received applications from 22 organizations. Those applications were reviewed and discussed by an interdepartmental selection committee, and we notified grantees of preliminary awards pending council's approval, of course, in late December. Since then, we've been working with our proposed grantees to finalize the scopes of work and key metrics upon under the BOLD grant. And this scoping work has been critical given the kind of compression this year. So in selecting projects, we looked for a proven track record of success, capacity to execute, clear interest in collaboration, and evidence of partnerships in the community. Notably, there are organizations that we have funded in the past who demonstrated limited capacity to deliver through their previous grants. So you will not see them among those being funded this year. Similarly, you will see more new organizations than familiar ones among the list, and that's intentional. BOLD is not intended to be a steady one or handful of community organizations, but rather a tool for testing new approaches and helping level up existing programs that we want to better support in the community. So here are our 9 grant recipients, and I'll take you through them one agenda as well. But I'll pause briefly just to ask if there are any questions about sort of the initial context of as I've explained it so far. Okay, hearing none, I will take you through the projects. First up is the Birmingham Business Alliance, which will use BOLD funds to advance inclusive procurement initiatives with corporate partners to accountability in MWDBE procurement and to promote economic inclusion. In addition to convening monthly meetings of their newly formed Procurement Council, BBA will plan and secure partnerships for a procurement summit to take place this. So their award amount is $70,000 and their project area is service-wide. And you'll see listed on each of these slides key actions that they'll undertake in the grant and key metrics and deliverables for which they'll be responsible. The BBA working on the corporate end of the inclusive procurement pipeline, the Birmingham Business Resource Center will focus on technical assistance to position Black-owned businesses, connecting businesses to financial and to those procurement opportunities. Third is $45,000, and again, they'll be working citywide. And one of each of these projects, I've also included here an IEO grant manager. Each project will have an individual in our office who specializes in that area as their program manager, who will be working with them to monitor metrics throughout the program and to help them troubleshoot any issues that may arise throughout the course of their project. Bronze Valley is a nonprofit early stage venture investment platform that supports high growth, innovation, and technology enabled companies created by diverse, underrepresented, and underestimated founders. BOLD funds will allow expanded set of professional services, technical assistance offerings for their companies. That support might include expert advisory services, operations support, and digital marketing expertise. So providing a lot of the back of house support that we hear from many of our businesses is really critical to helping them advance their businesses. Bush Actions is a nonprofit created to help association in Bush Hills implement projects. And a host of projects aimed at promoting health and wellness, neighborhood revitalization, and lifelong learning in the Bush Hills neighborhood specifically. So partnering with of micro garden enterprises at homes and schools in the neighborhood, a cooperative growing network. They'll also develop and manage a market to help growers monetize their efforts and offer a series of nutrition, cooking, and physical activity classes too. We're really excited about this project and its potential to be a replicable model in other neighborhoods throughout the city. Care Network is a faith-based nonprofit serving primarily the 35212 zip codes. Inspire program helps clients transition from high school to adult life, from prison to society, and unemployment and underemployment to career track job skills. The clients that this program will support will receive job readiness training, vocational support, or continuing education depending on the career path that they are set upon with in collaboration with CCDN. And they'll also receive support in their job search process. And CCDN also provides assistance like childcare support for individuals who are going through their program as well, so that they can take advantage of all the courses. Offering a program called Create Consult, which provides professional assistance, in the form of underwriting for local Black ventures, with experts recruited by Create Birmingham areas of need, like commercial operations, accounting, marketing, community engagement, IT solutions, and life and career coaching. CREATE will also create a peer network among program participants and help entrepreneurs identify whether they're ready for outside. TrueFund is a community development finance institute track record of providing technical assistance, affordable and responsible loans, and business development services to Alabama disadvantaged businesses. They help business owners, or they will help business owners evaluate their business through a baseline them to craft business plans to weather the challenge like COVID. They'll provide one-on-one coaching as well as cohort-based classes and workshops. Also work with participants to assess the need for loan capital at the conclusion of the program. The Women of Greater Birmingham will build upon a program that they ran with both last year. So this is an example of a program that we saw success with and continue to help them level up the program and prove out their model in the second year. The Women's Fund approach is positioned to break generational cycles of poverty and move entire communities forward by intentionally aligning services and policies that address barriers facing women and their children together. They are working with local community colleges to strengthen the support that they provide to student parents and to create employment pathways for the women that they serve. They're also working at the systems level to advance the 2-gen approach across other partner organizations in Birmingham so that other non-service agencies are addressing questions of job access and economic insecurity of women and their children together. So putting together those 2 service needs under kind of one program and one roof. Workshops Empower, or We Inc., which you may know of as Workshops Inc., rebranded, is offering a time-limited employment and training program using their product line as a training ground. Participants will learn light manufacturing and retail resumes, submit job applications, and through the first 90 days of new jobs that they on post-program. So we're really excited about this mix of programs and the consultative support that they provide for minority, women-owned, and disadvantaged businesses, for the scope of workforce development programs we're able to offer for mothers, formerly individuals, and other disadvantaged workers, and neighborhood efforts to advance healthy food options and wellness. And we look forward to questions and appreciate your support in advancing these projects to your colleagues. I'll turn off my screen share to answer any questions that you may have after hearing about those projects.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for going through all of those projects. At this time, I'm going to open up to my colleagues to make their comments and ask their questions. Councilman, Dr. Quinn, Councilman Woods.
Yes, sir. I have a question. Ms. Muller, could you more about the process? So, you know, we know that there were almost 24 organizations that applied for this grant funding. Can you walk us through sort of the abbreviated version of the process that those applications went through once they were received, and maybe speak a little bit about the committee of folks who evaluated those applications?
Yes, absolutely. And I believe my share capability just got turned on, but I can show you the names and also just describe to you. Oh, there it goes. I can show you who was on our interdepartmental review committee. So applications were submitted to IEO. We did our own IEO review of each application. So each application was read by IEO, in addition to other members from our interdepartmental review committee. So as you'll see here, we had representatives from governmental affairs, from the mayor's office and the strategy office, from the Office of Peace and Policy, from community development, from PEP, from council. So we tried to cut across a number of areas with whom IEO works frequently. We often collaborate with community development and PEP on projects. So each application was read by multiple members of our review committee. We had each application received a preliminary score based on those reviewers that really was used to just inform our kind of initial understanding of strengths of applications. And our initial meeting as a committee was not sort of the hard and fast score that determined a yes, no on a project, but kind of an initial sort, if you will. And then we had an extensive review committee meeting in which each application was considered for a considerable amount of time. And we came up with an initial kind of prioritization as a committee based on what we viewed to be the strongest application sort. And then a number of the projects required some additional due diligence from IEO, whether that was speaking to the organizations to understand a little bit more in projects, potentially talking to other individuals who we knew had worked with those organizations before to validate some of the elements of their application. And then based on that, IEO put together our list of recommended projects, which you see before you, and which we had sought approval for via senior leadership as well, prior to bringing them to council. And I would say, broadly speaking, one of the challenges in our decision making this year was just in trying to do more with less and try to help as many partners in the community do good work in a time when everyone is strapped for support. And so I think it's only 2 of the projects that you see before you are we funding, maybe 3 at the full amount that they asked for. Most were funding at less, and we really worked closely with them to get to a scope of work that we felt like could deliver on the sort of most critical services that still give us wiggle room to fund as many partners as possible.
Okay, just a follow up for those whose applications were not funded, were they offered a critique of their application, such that they can try and improve in the next round?
They were. Thank you for that question. Goal is really to increase capacity to just even apply for community. So application received an individualized notification from myself if they did not receive a grant that included what we thought were the strengths of the application and areas for improvement, particularly things that the committee might have liked to see, say, more detail around. And there are also a number of applications that we're considering for projects in other ways through so just because application or an organization isn't funded by BOLD does not mean that they kind of completely fall off our radar. Projects that didn't feel like quite the right fit for this or weren't quite there, but we're working with those organizations to kind of help to refine and potentially advance those projects in other ways.
Okay, and then one final question, Mr. Chair, is am I to understand that we'll be presenting to the Economic Development Committee in March? Is that correct?
I can take that question on of the chair, just describing our intention, and certainly then defer to the counselor. So, is this year for the first time to have participants come and present in a quarterly way to this, so you all can have just more visibility into it. Our intention is that in the final meeting would be the first time that they come to you, just sort of ease of implementation and them getting off the ground. We may shift that out sort of one meeting beyond that, just moving it to early April so they have a little bit more time to get some work under their belts before they're reporting to you. But certainly our intention is within that sort of first quarter of execution and then toward the conclusion of the project for you all to also receive a report from them. And that's both for you to have visibility into the project and also to give these partners an opportunity to better tell the story of their work. They can certainly tell it better than I and live and breathe it every day.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for that question, Councilor Quinn. I think that's very important that we eventually have them come before us and tell us what they've done. Thank you. I think they're very wise. Councilor Woods, do you have any questions? Okay, well, imagine Councilor Woods doesn't have any questions. Is what I should think now. I guess we can take them one at a time and vote on them. Or I'd imagine I like to loop them all in, but we got to vote on one by one, is my understanding. So now to the Business Alliance grant. Can I get a motion now to move that, Dr. Quinn?
So moved.
It's been moved second. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor? Ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the ayes have it, the nays. Oh, it's passed. Okay, now moving on to number 5, the Business Resource Center grant. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
It's and second. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. It's been moved and second, and it's been approved. Okay, number 6, the Bold Grant, Bonanza Valley. Can I get a motion for that one? 20,000.
So moved.
It's second. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it. Okay, let's move on to the Bush Hill connection. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
It's been moved second. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Ayes have it, no nays. Okay, we're down to number 8. Let's Community Development Network. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and properly second. All in favor, let's say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it, and no nays. Okay, Clint, I see Councilman Woods is back with us. We're moving on to number 9, the Bold Grant creation. Can I get a motion for that?
For create, yes.
Yes.
So moved.
It's been moved, and all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it, nays? No nays. It's been approved. Okay. We're at the last one, number 10, the True Fund. All in favor of the True Fund grant, say aye. I said no. Can I get a motion to move that? Dr. Quinn?
So moved.
It's second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. It's aye. The ayes have it. I think we got another one. We got 13. Okay. The Women's Fund. Can I get a move to pass that?
So moved.
Okay. It's second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. Now we're down to number 12. Okay, Workshop Incorporated. All in favor of this one? Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay. We are complete on that. And Councilor Woods, I'm sorry, I know you weren't here, but I was just asking, did you have any questions about anything? And but I see we've moved the agenda and you're back on it. But if you'd like to say anything, the floor is open before I ask for old and new business.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I would ask one, I think, Amelia, if you could share that PowerPoint you had kind of showing what each organization was going to be doing. And then I know we ask for this every year, but if we could get like the reporting on that deliverables that y'all are going to be getting, if we could kind of get that information, because like I said, it's hard to know, the overall pile of applicants and who did and who got denied and things like that. So I think getting that information on the deliverables on the back end will kind of help us, one, have some insight into this program and just the success or whatnot of each organization. So if you could send that PowerPoint now, and then if there is some, I guess if you could circle back to us and let us know what will be allowed from your end as far as what you can share on these deliverables, we greatly appreciate that.
Absolutely. Share the deck, and as we also discussed, these participants will be coming back before this committee at least twice during their period. So you'll not only deliverables, but they can all do them directly.
Okay, say that part again. You said they're going to be coming to committee?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a nice addition there. Yeah.
Yes, we wanted to provide more of a forum for just what you described, to be able to hear directly from the partners about their work. So we had slated it for the last meeting in March. I imagine, given the timing, so that they have time to kind of get up and running and something to report on midstream. We'll have them come to the early April meeting of this committee, and then at the conclusion of their performance period, to also come back and report on success to date. So you'll get to meet them, see their projects sort of in action, if you will, and would be delighted to share deliverables with you as well throughout the process.
Perfect. Thank you.
Very good. Amelia, I want to thank you. You did an excellent job of bringing this before the committee and going through it. At this time, do we have any old business?
No, Councilman.
I'd like to make a comment, especially before
Go right ahead,
Amelia and Mr. Cornell leave. So in the BOLD application, I noticed that, you know, one of the major objectives of that was addressing the digital divide issue and making sure that folks, you know, get the technical training or whatever, you know, are able to adapt to the new environment. I just want to point out that conversely, we have a lot of small businesses that rely on folks, in particular downtown, you know, so since a lot of people are now working remotely, we have many fewer people that are actually coming downtown to work. We have a lot of small businesses that, you know, rely on that traffic and are hurting now because they don't have those people coming into the offices downtown. In particular, I was in Goodyear Shoe Repair this past week, which I believe is a woman-owned business. And, you know, that's one of the things that we discussed is that they're seeing, you know, significant downturn in their business just because they don't have those folks coming into that office space. And then when you talk about the office market in general, you know, that's something that I think that we really need to be looking at very hard, is to how to help our real estate folks, you know, adapt to what could be a very dramatic change if, you know, once we get past the pandemic, companies elect to transform to a more remote working situation. So just wanted to take this opportunity to point those couple of things out and make sure that they're on your radar.
Very good, Councilor Quinn. Amelia, would you like to respond or anything to that?
No, simply to say, my colleagues as well, Mr. Wesley had to drop off, but these are topics that are not only keeping us up at night, but keeping us busy during the day. So your attention to them as well. And we're on it.
Well, very good, very good. Thank you, Dr. Quinn. Thank you, Councilor Woods, and all that have participated in this meeting. We're getting used to this virtual environment. You know, it's coming along. So, is there any old business? I think I asked. Any new business? If not, I'd like to get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Yes, sir. Second.
It's been moved and properly second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you, Economic Development Committee.